Hey guys, what's going on? Today, as you could see by the title of this video, we are doing a full face of makeup using products I do not like. I was pulling my makeup out of my drawer to do my makeup today, and I was sifting through thinking like, I don't like that, I don't use that, I don't like that, why am I using that because I don't like it, etc., etc. And I thought it would be kind of fun to do a video showing you guys like all of this makeup. I took a picture, I'll insert it here so you guys can see everything that's in front of me. That's a lot of makeup to have in your drawers that you really don't like. Now with that said, I continue to still use some of these products even though I do not like them and I don't know why. I guess I kind of have this thing like where if I've spent my money on it, I want to just like make it work, but I don't like how it looks on my face, or I just like don't tend to grab for it. So I'm gonna kind of use this video as a chance to kind of refine and then make a pile of donations that I can bring to a local women's shelter. So yeah, I thought this would kind of be a fun video to do. So if you guys are interested in seeing that video, go ahead and keep watching. So a lot of these products I'm gonna go through and tell you why I bought them. A lot of them were really hyped up on YouTube, or some beauty influencers really liked them, and none of this is a bash on the brand. Some of these products might be your holy grails and you might love these products. They just don't work for my skin, and I'm gonna kind of go through that as we apply them to the face. So please don't take offense if I don't like a product that you like. There's a lot in here that a ton of big people here on YouTube absolutely love, and it just doesn't work for me, and that's just how it goes with makeup. So I have like an older video, and I wanted to make this a series, but I didn't, about how everybody's skin is different, how everybody's skin changes. So some of this stuff might have worked at one time for me. Again, I'll go through it, but doesn't work now. And that's just the case. We buy things here on YouTube because we're so heavily influenced based on like YouTube and marketing with brands and stuff like that. So it's very easy to see something on your favorite influencer and want it to look the same. And that's just not how it goes sometimes. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this started because I've probably already been talking too long. So I'm gonna just put my hair up in this little thing really quickly, and we're gonna get started with the first thing. I only actually have one primer, but I do kind of get rid of some things or pass them on to like friends, family, or donate them kind of quickly. At least lately I've been kind of going through like a purge phase, but I do still have the Dr. Brandt Pores No More, and this is just something that like I used basically all of it because she was expensive as hell, like probably one of the most expensive products I've ever bought as far as primers, and I just wanted to use it. But the consistency for me, and this is since I bought it, is like gritty. I can't explain it. Like it doesn't feel gritty in my fingers, but when I put it on my skin, the consistency just like feels gritty when I start to put it on my face, and I don't know why. So that always irritated me when I used it, but I continued to use it for some strange reason. Not the strange reason, I know why. It was expensive, and I was like telling myself, you like this, you like this. So yeah, this one just isn't for me. I don't need a pore filling primer. I do have some pores right here, but I just prefer to use something like my Lancome primer, which I absolutely love. I just think that works a little bit better for my skin. Now with that said, this really does fill in your pores. So if you have pores all over, this probably will work, but just didn't work for me. And this was one that was really hyped up on YouTube for a period of time, and that's the sole reason I bought it. Like I had no business buying a pore refining primer. I mean, I really have minimal pores right here. So that's that one. Now let's move on to foundation. Normally I'd let my primer sit in for like 10-15 minutes, but I don't got time for that today. So we're gonna go ahead and move right on to foundations. And these are a few that I have and I just can't get rid of. Specifically one of these, the Milani Conceal and Perfect Foundation. Again, this got really hyped up on YouTube because it has really full coverage. This is the color 3 Light Beige, which is gonna be too dark for me. I have no self-tan on. And I just think this is so cakey. It is thick and like it just pulls really orange. The consistency, let me see if I can. She is thick. There's the CoverGirl True Blend Matte Made. This is a newer product that a lot of people are hyping up. I don't like this. I didn't like how it wore on me. It just was not a good fit. I didn't return it. I don't know why, but it's definitely not my favorite. Once again, I didn't think the coverage, a lot of people were saying it's like super full. I didn't think it was super full on me, and I don't like need a super full covered foundation. I just kind of prefer it, but I didn't like it. I can already tell I'm explaining too much as I talk about this, so I'm gonna try to go a little bit faster. And then the LA Girl Pro Matte, I've tried this so many times. I have a really dark color and a really light color because they were so popular because YouTube, again, amped it up. I couldn't find it anywhere, so I had to kind of make my own color. These make me look oily by the end of the day. Like, I much prefer their Pro Glow. I don't look as oily. I mean, I look dewy with that one, but this, after wearing it for a few hours, just starts to break down and look horrible. So I do have a recent video on both the CoverGirl and the LA Girl. So let's just go in with the Milani so you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about. Let me make sure I don't have a lighter color anywhere. Nope, I don't have a lighter color anywhere, and I know this is gonna be dark on me, but like, bear with me. I did buy like the newer colors that came out when they did the like 0.5 or whatever, 0.05, and yeah, none of it worked. So bear with me. I know this is gonna be too dark, but the other thing I'm gonna use that I don't like is the giant Real Techniques sponge. So I have the mini and the big. I don't like the mini. I don't know what it is. I just don't think it gets soft enough. Like, it's not like a beauty blender or even the Morphe sponge or the LA Girl sponge. I just don't like the consistency of it. It doesn't get as bouncy. This one is dry. And the big one gets a little softer. Ooh, my voice. The big one gets a little softer. We're gonna start to blend this out as we go, but it is hard for me to use. It's just so big and clunky. It's just like awkward for me. And I'm just too lazy to have two sponges and have to like go in under my eyes with a separate sponge from what I use on my face, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's just not the one for me. We're gonna bring this down, make us not look so off, because I really am gonna try with this video. I don't like to do videos where you try things you don't like and you make yourself look like a fool. All right, so we're really nice and close so you guys can see what this looks like. I feel like I have a really thick layer of foundation on, and it just looks heavy. It does not look light at all. So let's go ahead and move on to concealer. This is one, I have like a couple. I have, first of all, where are you? Where are you? Oh, there it is, the BH Studio Pro. This I also was like persuaded to buy because an influencer that I like uses it. I don't like it, it's too thick. I think it oxidizes. Their color range is super weird. Some of their lighter colors like are really dark, and it's just a horrible consistency. Hated it, tried it like once, hated it. And then this one, which we're gonna use today, the Kat Von D Lock-It Concealer. Just got this last week. I really do not like this. It's really thick. It's dry, like immediately. Let me just take it out. You guys can see like how thick it is and how dry it is. I just really do not like this. It looks dry like immediately when I put it on. Sorry, I think that's a little too light. I'm trying to make this light work. This might be super light because I used a dark foundation, but let's go ahead and try it. So this is like one of the middle light shades, and it is super light. Like, I could have definitely gone darker than this even when I don't have tan on. I'm gonna try not to put too much on. I don't really like the whole highlighted under eye situation, so this is gonna be off for me, but I'm gonna show you how difficult it is with this sponge to kind of like get into the little areas, and you guys can see how just dry this concealer is. I don't even think like it's very full coverage, and I'm like 99% sure this claims to be a more full coverage concealer. Not my cup of tea. That's very highlighted for me. Like, look at my dark circles. You could totally still see them. I mean, I don't have dark circles, but like discoloration, you could totally still see it, and it just looks a cakey mess. And I wouldn't want to apply another coat over this because of how thick it is and how dry it already looks. Wow, I am so bright under my eyes. Whew, that is not what I'm used to. But this isn't one that like was hyped up on YouTube. I just know like Kat Von D products are, you know, pretty like well known on here, and this just didn't work out for me. So yeah, just look at how dry that looks. I feel like it like highlights my under eye circles a little bit and just looks so dry in there. Like I don't even want to set this, but I have to, because if I don't set my concealer, I look like a wrinkly mess. So yeah, this is a definite no for me. All right, so next is powders. Now, I'm not a huge powder person. If I don't have to use a powder, I don't really want to use a powder, except under my eyes. I definitely have to set that. So I have a handful here. The first one is the Maybelline Super Stay Better Skin. Don't love it. I don't hate it, but I just don't love it, and I don't find myself using this too often. And again, this was someone on YouTube, a big influencer who loves it, and again, like there's no problem with that. This works for, this 100% could work for other people. It just doesn't work for me. This is what it looks like. Again, there's nothing bad about it. I just like don't want to grab for it. Same thing with the CoverGirl Advanced Radiance. I use it, and like for a while I was thinking it made my under eyes look airbrushed, but it doesn't. At least it doesn't now. It makes them just look kind of like cakey and powdery, and so does that one. I think that the Maybelline oxidizes on me as well, which is not good. Also the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Pressed Powder. A lot of people went crazy for this. It's super affordable, but it is just so dry. I do not like this powder. I don't find myself grabbing for it unless I'm just like in desperate need of a powder, and that's all that's in front of me. MAC Pro Longwear. I never loved this product. I just bought it because it was MAC and like everybody talked about loving it. Never liked it. Didn't think it did anything crazy special for me. And my personal favorite, the Laura Mercier Translucent Powder. Favorite as in like everybody talks about loving this and I hate it. I did a video where I used this, and because my eyes water a lot, I have really bad allergies, I use this and it like cakes up like cornstarch. Looks so bad. I don't think this does anything beautiful for my under eyes. That's actually what we're gonna use today because so many people use it. It's just not a good powder for me. I like can't stand how my under eyes look right now. Let's go ahead and try to like blend these out as much as possible. Yeah, this is also very hard to get in the inner corners with. Let me go ahead and finish this before I talk to you guys. I remember trying this once before when I did makeup and trying it on clients, and I didn't even like it, so I don't know why. Once again, I thought I was gonna like it. I guess I just, again, like got sucked into the YouTube hole and bought it. I don't really like to bake, so I kind of like to just press everything in once I've got it on. I do feel like the rest of my face is pretty sticky, so I'm gonna just take a big fluffy brush and I'll go into the, I guess, a mixture of the CoverGirl and the Maybelline, because I'm this like not as light as the CoverGirl and not as dark as the Maybelline, and kind of set the rest of my face just so it's not like a sticky mess. Oh, but I'm gonna use a cream product. Goddamn. It'll be all right. We'll roll with it. But yeah, like look at my under eyes right now. Just looks too cakey, too powdery, not my cup of tea at all. So let's go ahead and go on to the next product. So I guess I won't use it because I don't want to like show you guys something after I set something like a cream to powder product, but the Pro Conceal from LA Girl, never liked any of these. They're so thick. I don't understand how people contour with them. Like just look at that like brush head, and when you like push out the product, it's just thick, and a little bit goes a really long way with this stuff, so it's really easy to go like crazy overboard and then not be able to blend it out, and you just end up looking like super muddy. So I don't recommend that. I don't like the concealers either. The skin tone concealers for me don't work. I don't like them. Too thick. It's like the BH, honestly. Very similar. So that's a no-go for me, but I'm not gonna use it since I just set my face. I am gonna use the Anastasia Contour Kit. Now, I don't hate this, but I never find myself grabbing for it. The only color I like occasionally is this color, but it's almost too ashy for me. These are way too warm, and I know this is a kit and it's meant to be like universal for a lot of people, but I just don't find myself grabbing for it. I don't like either the banana powder or the pinky-ish powder. Like, I mean, I don't get banana powders in general, but let me just show you. I just feel like banana powders make me look even more powdery, and I don't think that they highlight that much. So do you guys see a difference between this side and this side? Like, I don't, except now I look even more powdery on that side. So let's just do it to this side as well. So I don't think this contour kit for me is worth the money. I much prefer using something like a Physicians Formula, my like bronzer kit. I think that the bronzer in there I grab for way more. So yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and use this as like a contour bronzer. I mean, the color is nice. Like, the formula is also nice. It's not patchy, it's just not worth the money to me. I think a drugstore alternative like Physicians Formula is better for me. That's that one. Again, a ton of people love this. This is hyped up on YouTube for sure. It's just not my cup of tea. I don't find myself grabbing for it. And again, that's not a dig at all on the product. It's just my skin. So I'm just gonna blend that out a little bit. I know my camera's gonna die here in a second, and I'm gonna have to wait for it to cool down and then start up again. But yeah, we gotta get moving because this is taking way too long. So what's next? Blush. I actually only have one blush here, and it's the Makeup Revolution, the matte blush. These are bone dry. I hate them. I think they're patchy. It's just not one that I would ever recommend getting. And again, it's not one that was like super hyped up here on YouTube, but Makeup Revolution in general, they have a ton of really good products, and YouTube is I think one of their big marketing platforms, and you would go in there and think, oh, they have great products, this is probably good. It's just patchy. Like, it's not horrible. I just prefer one that's less patchy, less dry. Oops, I guess we're done with that. And one that like lasts all day. I find that this rubs off right away for me. The next one we're gonna talk about is highlighter. There's a couple, like a lot actually, of highlighters here I don't like. The L'Oreal True Match Lumi, this was really hyped up for a while. It's like, I can't get it to work. It dries down kind of like right away when you're using it. So if you don't blend it out right away, like, it's very reflective, which is really pretty. But if you don't blend it out like right away, you are gonna be stuck with a harsh highlighting line. And again, hyped up on YouTube, just don't love it. Another one are the ColourPop Super Shock Cheeks. I never liked these. These are just odd. The formula's odd, and I love ColourPop. They're very sheer, and I just can't like blend them really well. I don't find that they look flattering when I put them on, so I was never a fan of those. And then of course the Smashbox, the Smashbox Casey Holmes palette, the gold. These just do nothing for me. The formula's nice and everything, but I just never grab for it. It just doesn't like tickle my fancy at all. So we're gonna use that. So I just realized my camera shut off as I was talking about highlighters, but thank God I didn't get too far before I noticed. So I did apply the Smashbox, so you guys can see what that looks like. And I did go in with a heavy hand, and I tried to layer it up, and that is what I get out of it. So it's just not something, and I'm talking about as I showed the Smashbox and Casey Holmes, you know, collaboration thing. That to me just isn't like screaming highlight, so it's just not something I ever grab for. I think I can get a better outcome with a Wet n Wild, and I don't have to work as hard. So yeah, I really wanted to like that, but I didn't. So I applied that, and that's what you see on my face. And then on this side, I was talking about the Brow Precise from Maybelline. Looks like this. This is the head of it, and it is just huge, and it gets everywhere when I try to apply it. So I just don't like it. It's too big for my brows, and I don't have like skimpy brows. They're not like super full or anything like that, but I end up just really having to focus and then clean up because it's messy and gets all over, and then I don't think it holds my brows up. And I like more of like a feathery brow. I like to lift them, and this just doesn't hold them. So I wasn't a fan of this from the time I got it, and this is kind of hyped up here. Once again, this might work for you. It's just not for me. So that's that. I also realized as I was talking about this, I've already been talking for 30 minutes, which is a long time, so I'm gonna really try to speed it up here. I really do not like the Stila Magnificent Metals. I cannot get these to work on my hooded eyes. They just look horrible. I don't even know how I'd get them to work on someone who didn't have hooded eyes. I don't get the hype around them. I'm trying to decide if I should do that because I know this video is already gonna be super long, but hell, why not? Let's go ahead and go in with first like a crease color. Two palettes I don't like. The Morphe, what is this, 35R. From the moment I got this to current, I never grabbed for it. I just don't love it. I have two of their other palettes. I think it's the 25A and 25B palette that I really do like. And then the Balm palettes. I just don't love these. I know the Balm isn't like crazy hyped up. Like obviously Morphe's really hyped up. Everybody talks about that palette. I don't like their formula. I got this thinking I would love it because the Balm is talked about on here, and I got it. I used it a couple times and realized I don't like the formula. So let's go in with a quick crease color. I'll save you from watching that, and then I'll meet you back here when I have the crease color on. All right, so all I did was take this color right here in the palette, and I applied that all over the lids and then under using this Wet n Wild fluffy brush. That is all that's on my eyes. And it blended out really nice, and there's definitely good pigment. It's just this palette doesn't get me excited. I just don't find myself grabbing for it. Like I do like how this looks right now. It's just one of those palettes that I'm like, meh, I have other colors. So I don't know, something about it just doesn't make me want to use it, but I actually do like how this looks. So I don't know, maybe this will be like a rediscovery moment for me, but let's get to the Stila Magnificent Metals. So I'm just gonna go in with Bronzed Belle since I kind of have a little bit of a bronzy moment going on right now. And I'm just gonna try to, where am I gonna put this? Let's just put it kind of in like the center as like a halo kind of deal. The thing is, like, you can't blend when you put these on. Like, you gotta kind of leave them wherever you put them. And see, I just looked up, I have hooded eyes. It's gonna transfer like a mother and just make me like build it higher and higher. And I always like to really blend out my shimmers, so this kind of stops me from doing that, and it makes me not like it. So go ahead and do this side. Let's just let it go ahead and like dry down, and we'll work on the lips. I'll show you the mascaras I don't like. I just want this to dry down. So lip liners, I don't really like anything by Wet n Wild as far as their gel lip liners. I'm gonna kind of look a little like dopey right now because I don't want to like transfer too much. But yeah, the Wet n Wild, the gel liners, just not a fan. They're just too jelly, and they don't like define or stay for a long time. The same thing with the Catrice. Like, Catrice has been coming up with some of their products, same type of consistency. They're both very similar. They both are very like gel-like, and I don't like either of them. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use Wet n Wild because it's more available. So if I was to like, you know, it would definitely move around and it would not be pretty. It would be all over my face, and I have definitely been there before. So just not my cup of tea. I'd pass. I'd get a NYX pencil liner. I think those work way better. Pencil in general is just better in my opinion. So I think this is pretty much dry. Yeah, so you can see it just moved it, and the glitter is already moving. So I'm just gonna quickly, I know we're bouncing back and forth, but dip back into that Morphe color and try to, like, there is legit glitter. I could feel it falling down my face. So I just like have no way to really blend these. Even when I go in with my finger when they're starting to dry, it just doesn't work. Glitter ends up all over. It's like in my brows. So I'm gonna stop there. But you guys see what I mean with that, you know? So a couple of lip products I don't like. The Maybelline, these ones that were really hyped up here on YouTube, Superstay Matte Ink. I don't like any of these. I got this one, and I got a lighter color. They're just, let me see if I can find the lighter color. Yeah, I have no idea where that lighter color is, but these are just like too patchy. Like I had to apply a couple coats. They're too matte. They take forever to dry. And Maybelline did a whole like brand trip, I think, like promoting these, and just not good. Next thing, Maybelline Color Riche Shine. This is what I'm gonna use and show you guys today. I thought these are gonna be like the YSL lip things. They look nice and shiny and beautiful, but no. It just looks bad. And I know this is a light color, but it's the formula that I don't like. It just is patchy and just, I don't like it. It's like a lip topper kind of, like almost like a gloss, but it just looks bad. I don't like that at all. And then as far as gloss, these were not so hyped up on YouTube. I saw a couple YouTubers use it, but more hyped up in like marketing. So yeah, didn't like that. And then these buxom glosses that people rave about. Full-on lip cream, that's what they're called, full-on lip cream. I don't love these. I think they're too chunky. They're supposed to give you that little like pouty effect, and I just don't love them. I don't think they do anything that makes me want to grab for them ever. And these are definitely talked up by a couple of big YouTubers on here. This one is White Russian, and I like the feeling, minty plumpy feeling, but just don't like the consistency. Oh my god, my eyes. At first I was like, okay Brittany, you don't look too bad, but now I'm like, yeah Brittany, you look bad. So one more thing here guys, we're almost to the end. So I don't have any liners that I don't like because I only pretty much wear like a brown, a black, and a nude, and I like all of them, so we're gonna skip over that. I don't even really wear liners. Anyway, I don't really even wear liner very much, so we're just gonna go ahead and talk about the mascara that I don't like. And again, this was hyped up by some YouTubers. Sorry for looking at my, all I can think about is you guys like commenting and saying your eyeshadow looks bad. I know it looks bad. I think this is Maybelline, right? Maybelline Voluminous Superstar X Fiber, the one that has like two sides. The first step, which is the regular mascara, I think, and the second step, which is the fiber. Yeah, second step, which is the fibers. This did nothing for me. I hated it. Did not like it at all. And then I also picked up the L'Oreal Voluminous Primer. Again, I don't think this does anything. I think primers just make my lashes look heavier, and I know this has been talked about on YouTube before by a couple people, and I don't love it. And then the L'Oreal Voluminous Blue Mascara. This was cool and everything, but the pigment isn't enough to where like I wanna wear it. So pass for me on that as well. But let's go ahead and go in with the primer first. And maybe we'll go in with the blue so you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about. I think that Chanel makes a beautiful blue mascara, so I know it's gonna be more expensive, but I definitely think it's worth it. Like I can already feel my lashes being weighed down from this. Let's go in with, you know what? Let's go in with the fiber mascara instead of the blue mascara, because not everybody's gonna wear a blue mascara, and most of you would more likely try one like this. So this is the step one. It's funny, I use the Pores No More. I feel like my pores are kind of highlighted because that foundation. So I'm gonna finish this up and then meet you back here. All right, so that's just the step one. Now let's go in with step two, the fibers. I feel like my lashes just look blah right now, you know what I mean? And I just feel like this fiber stuff doesn't do a ton. And when I wore this, I did feel like I could feel fibers in my eyes. I don't know, doesn't do too much for me. So I think that's it, right? I guess I did have another lip product that I didn't mention. It was over in the corner, the Kylie lip products. This is the Cocoa collection. They're just too dry for me. I liked them when I had them and when I was using them when I bought the Cocoa collection, but they're just too dry, so I never find myself reaching for them since like I was excited about them when I first picked them up. So this is the completed face using makeup I don't like. This is everything. Let me get nice and close so you guys can see everything. I mean, like I said, this doesn't look horrible except for the eyes. They don't look good. The lips don't look so good. But yeah, these are just products that I still have. I have glitter everywhere in my like little makeup arsenal, but I don't like to use, but I can't seem to throw them away. So like I said, I'm gonna go through this, really get rid of some things, donate some things, and just kind of condense what I have. I hope this was fun for you. This was fun for me. I usually do pretty planned out videos where it's like an eye tutorial, and it's fun to just kind of like go with the flow. And like I said, this is nothing against these brands. I love lots of products from each and every one of these brands. These just don't work for me. They might work really, really well for you. It's just, it doesn't work on me. And I think that's the beauty of YouTube and experimenting with products and figuring things out. But also keep in mind, when products are talked about a lot, don't necessarily just go out and buy them and spend your hard-earned money, because you got to think about, like, is that going to work for me? Like, I knew buying these Stila Magnificent Metals, these are probably not going to work for me. I actually got them like as a platinum perk, so they were $14 each, which is still, you know, pricey, but I had a feeling they weren't going to work. But I knew going into that. There's nothing worse than buying a product that your favorite YouTuber is talking about and then hating it when you get home. So yeah, I thought this would be fun, and I just kind of do this with you. So I'm gonna be quiet now because I guarantee this video is about 30 minutes long. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys have any questions, leave them below. Please let me know what your biggest regret that you bought from like YouTube or some other marketing because they talked about it, what didn't work for you. Let me know below in the comment section. Again, thank you so much for being so patient. I know this was a long one. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It means the world to me, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.